Welcome to Global Journeys with Jill Dutton, the captivating travel podcast that takes you on an extraordinary adventure around the world. I'm your host, Jill Dutton, and I am thrilled to be your guide through the mesmerizing tapestry of cultures, landscapes, and experiences that await us. Global Journeys with Jill Dutton is more than just a travel podcast. It's an exploration of humanity itself. Through the power of storytelling, we illuminate the lives of the remarkable individuals we encounter along the way. Whether it's through the eyes of a fishing guide, a distillery owner, a mixologist, a historian, chef, or even a farmer, each person we meet adds a rich layer to the narrative of culture and place. In this podcast, we embark on a transformative journey where the focus goes beyond the typical tourist attractions. Instead, we dive deep into the hearts and souls of the places we visit, uncovering the hidden gems and untold stories that make each destination truly unique. Join me as we venture off the beaten path, seeking authenticity, connection, and a deeper understanding of the world we inhabit. Together, we'll unravel the tapestry of cultures, one story at a time. Although my writing career began in the late 90s when I created and launched a wellness publication called Evolving Magazine, since 2015 I've worked as a travel writer on a mission to seek out the locally celebrated foods, liquor trends, outdoor activities, and stories of those I meet along the way. My work has been published in Wine Enthusiast, Afar, Woman's World, First for Women, Insider, Road Trippers, Modern Farmer, Chilled Magazine, and many more digital and print publications. I'm also the creator of Global Plates, The People We Meet, The Food They Eat, a syndicated column. Creating this podcast is the next step in my journey of sharing the stories of the people I've met along the way. So pack your curiosity, leave your preconceived notions behind, and let's embark on Global Journeys with Jill Dutton, where each episode promises to inspire, educate, and awaken the wanderlust within us all. Welcome back to another exciting episode of Global Journeys with Jill Dutton, where we take you on a journey through the world's most intriguing destinations, one adventure at a time. Today we're delving into the heart of Panama, where the serene sounds of nature meet the soothing whispers of the ocean. I had the privilege of visiting a hidden gem nestled amidst the lush foliage of Bocas del Toro called Casa Cayuco. This eco-friendly jungle paradise is renowned for its captivating blend of sustainable luxury and raw natural beauty. My 4-night stay at Casa Cayuco included a flight from Panama City. From Panama City, I took a brief flight to Bocas del Toro, where my guest and I were picked up by a guide, taken to the water, and settled in for a boat ride to the island of Bastamentos in the Bocas del Toro archipelago. Our arrival was truly stunning. We pulled alongside the dock, obviously a focal point and centered around relaxation and the scenery, with its numerous hammocks on the dock and in the water, couches, and other sitting areas. I knew immediately it would be a favorite spot for watching the sunset, seeing other guests snorkeling, paddleboarding, and kayaking, as well as the daily 5 p.m. snack on the dock before dinner. After a tour with Alondra, the year-round host, we received fresh pina coladas made from local ingredients. I settled into my room high above the lodge and nestled in the lush jungle. The windows were open with a table and chairs on the lower level of my suite and a sitting area, a net-covered bed, and bathroom with an open-air shower. It was the most fully I've ever been immersed in nature. Mornings, I awoke to the sounds of the rainforest before heading down to the lodge for fresh local coffee and breakfast. Every meal was locally sourced, plant-focused, and made with loving care by chefs from the nearby village of Salt Creek. Dinner each day was 3 courses, usually a salad, a daily catch main dish, and a delicious dessert, all served alongside a loaf of fresh-made coconut bread. During the day, I alternated between total relaxation, a massage in my room, or moving from one lounging spot to another. I jokingly termed my Panama power animal as the sloth, which we saw on our visit to the cacao farm. Because I was slow-moving, my only goal to find the next great spot to rest and relax, an unusual opportunity for someone always on the go. When not reading or writing in the library, on the dock, beachside, or in the lodge, I enjoyed kayaking near the dock. Each guest had individual snorkel gear in their rooms as well, so it was an easy outing to go explore. When not resting, the trip included daily activities based on what was happening at the moment. We were fortunate enough to witness the hatching of about 100 sea turtles and watch as they made their way to the water. It was truly a once-in-a-lifetime experience. At night, we arrived during the rare period of bio-luminescence and went onto the water after dark to witness the waters lit up like millions of underwater fireflies. During the day, we toured Green Acres, a cacao farm nestled in the jungle, and another day visited Monkey Island, where the rescue monkeys are cared for and released when possible. One day, we visited the nearby Ningo Bay Bugle community in Salt Creek. The majority of Casa Cayuco employees live there, and the lodge works to support the community through the building of classrooms, a medical outpost, and more. Between their community outreach, sustainable practices, and delightful lodge concept, Casa Cayuco truly offers an entire eco-adventure. Read an article about Casa Cayuco and my experience at evolvingmagazine.com. You can find a link to it as well as my itinerary from the trip in this episode's show notes. In today's special episode, we'll provide you with an exclusive glimpse into the captivating world of Casa Cayuco, a place where comfort, adventure, and eco-conscious living harmoniously coexist. We have not one, but two remarkable guests joining us today. First up, we'll hear from Alondra, the year-round host and guardian of this enchanting oasis. Alondra moved from her home in Panama City to work year-round as the host. In addition to having her dream job, living and working in paradise, she discusses the sustainable aspects of the lodge, including collecting rainwater, utilizing solar power, and more. And she also details some of the activities and how the weather and moon phases affect the options. Her love for this place, its wildlife, and its local community shines through in everything Alondra does. Then, in the second half of the show, we'll chat with one of the co-owners, Jack Donahue. Jack, a visionary entrepreneur, is committed to preserving the environment while offering guests an unforgettable experience. He discusses what led their group to take over this eco-lodge, their passion for sustainability, and the community outreach the lodge provides to Salt Creek. So whether you're a seasoned eco-traveler or just looking for your next adventure, stay tuned for this special episode recorded on location in Panama. It's an in-depth exploration of Casa Cayuco, where tranquility and sustainable luxury are woven into the very fabric of this tropical Panama haven. So, Alondra, you're the year-round host of Casa Cayuco?
Yes.
Yes, okay. But you're from Panama City, and I wanted to learn a little bit about how you came to live on the island and the work that you do here. So I guess, could you first just maybe share your personal journey and how you wound up as the year-round host at Casa Cayuco and in Bocas del Toro and coming from Panama City?
Well, that's a very interesting question. I've been in hospitality for around 6 years. And, well, hospitality is a very demanding job, I would say. And I felt that I wanted to have a change in my life when I turned 30 years old, actually. And I started looking for any opportunity that can come out, but hospitality. And then I saw this opportunity on the internet, and I was like, I really like everything they're saying there.
Yes.
I am sharing their values. I'm sharing their projects. It's a hotel, and it will require me to move out of the city. But in my time off in the city, I used to love the beach and go to the beach every time. So I was like, I'm going to just try this one. Probably they are not going to call me. And, well, that was the first business that called me for the interview process.
And what year was this?
And this was last year.
Oh, last year. Okay.
Yeah, at the very end of last year. And it was so perfect that I was like, I want to try this. It seems crazy. When I quit on my other job, they were like, Alondra, it's everything okay. You are just living everything here and you're moving to this remote island there. I was like, yeah, I do believe in this. Yes, that's what I'm doing. It sounds crazy to you, but it makes a lot of sense to me and inside of me.
I love that you have that freedom to do that because it's just an experience that few people get to have.
Yes. So yeah, I feel very grateful for the opportunity that I have here.
Wonderful. So, and you say, so you've been here for about a year now?
Yes.
The lodge, it's known for its unique offerings and curated experiences. So what are some of the standout activities and adventures that guests can enjoy while they're here? Today we got to go watch the turtles hatch and go into the water, and it was probably one of the top experiences I've ever seen in my life. It was so fascinating to watch, about 100 of them hatch and slowly make their way to the water, but then they would pick up speed and go into the water and then wash back again. It was just fascinating. So I know that's one. And then earlier today we went to Monkey Island, but what are some of the other activities that guests can look for when they can come to visit?
Yeah, well, one very important thing to know once you get into Casa Cayuco is that we do plan everything by day depending on the weather. Because we are really going with the flow of the island. So depending on what the island is saying, that is what we're doing. So depending on the weather, as we did today.
And turtles were hatching today.
Today they were hatching, so we were like, okay, let's go and see them.
Yes. And the bio-luminescence, tell me about that. And because it just happens to be going on right now.
Yes, it happened, and I think that you're very lucky that you have come with the nest hatching and with bioluminescence also coming out. So yes, this happened in very specific occasions, specifically when we do not have moon and when the tide is low enough that the water is so clear that you can have this. So right now you have the two conditions and
Perfect.
We're going to see bioluminescence there.
Wonderful. And was it Zapatillos Island? Is that where we watched the turtles?
Yes, Zapatillas Island, actually, we go to the two of them. That's part of our adventures. It's Zapatillas 1 is actually where you were today. That one is where in Panama there are 5 types of turtles. The 5 of them comes to Bocas and Toro. And the ones that you saw today, the hawk's eye bill, that's the one that it was hatching. That's in Zapatillas 1. And then Zapatillas 2, it's well known for their snorkeling spots. So probably tomorrow, if the weather allows it, and what we call the weather, we need this sunny day, because on sunny days, the corals looks better. So we can go there. And we have 2 very cool spots there for snorkeling. There's one that I personally describe it as a fish city, because there are so many fishes that it looks like traffic.
Wow.
And it is amazing. And there also you can see sometimes the octopus and lobsters just wandering around.
I love it. I love it. And it's very relaxing. I've only been here a day, but I've just totally decompressed. And, there's these comfortable, leisurely spots near the lodge as well as on the dock. And, I mean, it's just a total different pace. And you see the guests are kayaking and paddleboarding and snorkeling. And it's wonderful. Are there any other types of activities that someone might...
Yes, we do have activities we have water adventures as the snorkeling, as I was mentioning in Zapatillas. We have also another spot that is called mangroves. That one has a very special place in my heart, and most of the guests, when they come here, that is their favorite adventure. So that one is pretty cool. Zapatillas is all about the fishes. The mangroves is all about soft corals. So after I have been there, I could say my favorite colors are underwater. Yeah, it's awesome. So we have that one. We have Bat Cave. That one is like the most adventurous adventure that we have. So that one it includes hiking. It includes the oceanic cave, and it includes to swim in a pool inside a cave.
Oh, wow. Yeah, it would be something.
Yeah, that is something very, very special.
It sounds like it.
And we also have, we have a chocolate farm. We do
the chocolate farm, yes.
Yeah, that one, it's delicious. That's our delicious tour. We can go fishing. We have also another adventure that it's around a 1-hour boat ride, but that one is very special because we get to go to another indigenous community. It's this pristine virgin island that is called Nidori. So that one is also one of the adventures. So it will depend actually on the weather. Depending on the weather, we definitely are going is what planning.
Yeah, okay. So, but guests typically take about 2 excursions a day, depending on what's going on.
Yes. Depending on how I always check on their energy levels, I would say.
Oh, yeah. Plenty of time for relaxing as well and enjoying the water. So can you tell, it's an eco-adventure lodge. So what are some of the, sustainable practices that you utilize?
Well, I would say that that's the heart, actually, of Casa Cayuco. Starting from how we get the water. Here we're using rainwater that it's been double filtered. And, it's the water that we are using to cook that you can find in your room. So we depend on rainwater. we are entirely working on solar energy. So we're using solar panels on the top of our building. So we are that is in that side. We also have one of our newest rooms, and we are planning in the future to have more like that, where it's using the rainwater, it's using the solar energy, and from that one we actually get compost for our gardens.
Oh,
So we are making compost from that one.
mhm. Excellent. And the food it's plant based.
Yes,
And local fishermen is where do you get your fish for evening meals?
that's correct. That's correct. We regarding how our kitchen is working, we do most of our meals are plant based. Dinner, breakfast, lunch. We try everything is plant based. We locally source it, so that's how our menus also change a lot because it depends on what is on season. Definitely. And for dinner, we have this special relationship with fishermen in the community, and actually, fishing is one of the base of the economy from Salt Creek. So they just go out, they fish, and the first place they stop when they are coming from the ocean is Casa Cayuco.
Oh, I love it.
Yes.
Tell me, today you went to get, was it medical supplies or there's a clinic that's being set up? Can you tell me about that?
Actually, that's the project that happened here. That's the project that got my heart. We are building in Salt Creek the nearest indigenous community clinic for the floating doctors to so they can provide a year-round medical assistance to the community. Right now, they are coming every 12 weeks to see patients with chronic disease, but it's a large community. It has around 1,200 people living there. And as you have seen, going to Bocas town is very difficult for them. So we are building this clinic. We were just on that trip, actually, to meet the base of them, to see and get to know also some of the volunteers that are there, how they are planning all the trips, all the other communities that they are also seeing. So it was a very interesting, and I can tell you when we were looking on how they are planning for everything, I almost cried. I was like, oh my gosh, they are so, and I'm telling you right now, my eye is watering of how special that was. It was.
And when is that projected to be?
Well, right now, they're coming. It is just that they are not staying year round. That is what we are looking for. But we are planning to have that ready for December.
Okay, great. Spa services. So I saw there was a massage.
Yes, we have a masseuse in house. Her name is Sophia. Sophia is from Salt Creek.
You know, maybe share some of your most memorable moments or feedback that you've received from guests who have, stayed at Casa Cayuco and participated in the activities. I mean, I know for myself, it was just this complete sense of relaxation that I don't often get in travel. And so is that generally, or is it it's a very exotic adventure? I mean, it's adventurous, because you're in the jungle with the beach right there and these completely thrilling experiences that people can do. So I'm just kind of curious on the feedback of what you've gotten as far as, what really stands out from guests.
When I would say that every guest that come here is very special, and for me it's very interesting to see how they come all with kind of the same energy, and they just connect here. So you see how people come in different families, and they just sit at the restaurant, and then we are all a big family for our stay, and everyone is just cheering, and
I've seen that.
That is one thing that really stands out. Because by the end of the stay, people are sharing their numbers, their emails. Please visit me. You have a house. So that is something that definitely stands out.
And guests come from all over. I mean, from all even on this particular trip, there's a couple from Turkey. There's some people from the States, and Yvette's originally from Colombia. I mean,
today, the couple that arrives, I think that you have not met them yet. They're from Germany. Oh, Germany, wonderful!
I could practice German. And wonderful. And so I love that. And I love
people from all over are coming here, connecting with the same belief of sustainability, of the planet, of also looking for a place to relax.
Excellent. And if we could talk some more about the food, because it has been outstanding. Tell me a little bit maybe about your chef and the baker, because the bread is just divine.
Yes.
Just a little bit about the food, their background and how they And same thing, we kind of said this already, but Casa Cayuco seems to cater to various types of travelers, from adventure seekers to those looking for a tranquil escape. How do you tailor the experience to meet the diverse interests of these groups?
There is where I think that loving your job comes around, because you need to connect with everyone to see what are they looking for and how the weather is looking like, so you can connect their expectations with what the island is offering. So yeah, definitely I would say that that's the personal touch of Casa Cayuco.
Okay, wonderful. Are there any other exciting plans or developments? I know I didn't even know about the clinic at first, but on the horizon for the resort itself, in terms of either new activities or experiences, or, what is it looking like moving forward? Is there, or just keeping it as is when it's perfection?
No, definitely. There are new activities coming out. We're always trying to look for places, and that is, I would say, one of the fun parts of this. We're always looking like, hey, if I've heard about this new place, could you please go and check it out? Definitely, I can go on an adventure and check it out for you, Jack. So that is, we're always looking for new adventures and new experiences, I would say, too, because it's not just about being out. Also, when we are staying here, there are things that we can learn. We can learn about coconut oil. We are trying to have that activity for, and we think that would be a very cool experience to have, how to make your own coconut milk too. How to bread, if you like our bread, well, how to make the Casa Cayuco bread at home. So those are part of the experiences that we are building.
Oh, this is perfect. Well, finally, I'm curious more about yourself personally. So you said that about once a month that you go to Bocas del Toro. Is that about like that? I mean, so you just settled in here. What is your typical day like then? Do you get a day off?
I do, definitely. We all need a day off. I think that my favorite part of this is that all the things that I love and I enjoy and I would be doing on my day off are already here. So I do need to plan, and there is where Velimir, our junior manager, comes in, and he just takes care of the operation and on my day off. And well, I definitely do the things that I like, that are going for a hike, running on the beach. I love kayaking and paddleboarding. You can see me I just got this new water bag, so I can put my books in there. And if I fell off, my books doesn't get wet, because I love to just lay on the beach. And
oh, it sounds amazing. Yeah, wonderful. Well, thank you so much. I appreciate you taking the time to speak with me and introduce us to this glorious place. I mean, it really, like I said, when I got it in heaven, it would be just.
I love how you describe it. I love how you describe it.
Well, thank you so very much.
You're very welcome.
Jack, thank you for joining me here today.
Absolutely. My pleasure.
Yeah, it's great to speak with you again. To get started, let's see, I'm curious. I'd love to hear your personal story. What it is that prompted you and your partners to purchase Casa Cayuco.
So that's a great question, Jill. So Casa Cayuco Eco Adventure Lodge, we're located in Bocas del Toro, Panama. We actually have an 18-year history from when the lodge first opened. And my family and I, we've been with the team for just about 4.5, 5 years now. And what originally brought us down here? That's a great question. I think we were all in a position where we were looking for something new and exciting in our lives, and also just really a change of career and a change of lifestyle to do something that really was more in line with our value systems and honoring Mother Earth and thinking of how we can live our most authentic lives.
Wow, it sounds like a perfect fit for that as well. And speaking of those sustainability efforts, then it's at the core of what you do at Casa Cayuco. And so can you highlight some of the key initiatives and practices that demonstrate this commitment that you have to the environmental responsibility?
Yeah, sure. How we look at Casa Cayuco, we really want to be the stewards to the island. The island's the home of our entire team. And the fact is, they're going to exist long after we're gone. So we try in every decision that we make to be excellent stewards and caretakers. So that's of our team and also of the natural world that's around us. At the lodge, every decision we make, we try and keep that in mind. And so for example, energy, the lodge, if you turn on any light in the hotel or plug in any cell phone, anything like that, all of our energy is from the sun. So it's a solar-powered lodge. We have 40 solar panels that produce about, I'm going to nerd out for a moment, about 17,000 watts of energy across that system.
Fantastic.
And so that's the solar energy, how we get power, and then how we get water. Also, we take advantage of Mother Nature, raining, and all of our roofs have rainwater catchment systems set up. In the 10 buildings that we have, 8 of our roofs are built to collect rain, and we have a 29,000, so a very large gallon water capacity that's available. And so, we have dual flush toilets as an example with low and high flush settings. We actually just installed, on the note of waste, we just installed our first compostable toilets, and we're going to be moving towards a biodigester system that actually takes many different inputs from the lodge and our guests and is just really a great system. So that's exciting for what the future holds. And then I'll just give you 1 or 2 more quick points.
Yes, please.
So food, we serve primarily plant-based cuisine with fresh fish. And so we really try and make our menu as environmentally friendly as possible. All food's locally sourced to limit our supply chain footprint. And the fish is caught fresh daily, as you saw with Jose and his relatives bringing fish to the dock every night.
Yes, and it was amazing. All of the food was so amazing. The fresh made bread every day was that Martina?
Yeah, Chef
Yes.
Martina.
Oh my gosh.
And since we're still talking about, being sustainable, on the note of things like fresh made bread that Martina makes, or our coconut oil that Cruzita, who is our head chef, her mother makes for us. All of those products like that are from coconuts that come from our island. And so we really try and we could use the coconut as an example. We try and use every piece of anything that we bring to the island, or anything that we're using from the island. The husk of the cocoa, we'll use for our hiking trails, or we'll use it to put extra carbon into our compost. And then the inner shell, maybe we'll use it to put plants or seeds that are going to germinate for the future. And then obviously the coconut meat we use in our really delicious granola that I think you got to enjoy.
Yes, on the yogurt.
Yeah. So lots of different uses.
And also, I noticed, I believe, was Julian the bartender that I spoke with?
Yeah, that was, Julian.
Julian, I apologize. I had the most amazing smoothie a couple days with the peanut butter, bananas, and the coconut milk. And he said that you make the coconut milk as well on site. Is that?
Yeah. So what I would say it this way: anything that you have at the lodge, every little ingredient that you could possibly think of, we make homemade. So that's something that it's to be sustainable, but it's just something that we're really proud of, and a big emphasis that when I mentioned Julia, my brother's wife, that she brought to the table with our menu of just having the freshest organic farm to table dining experience that we can offer.
Excellent. And one last thing about the sustainability, the eco-lodges, they're often seen as leaders in responsible tourism. Can you elaborate a little bit on what being eco-lodge means to you and how it influences the guest experience?
Yeah, so being an eco-lodge for me really means it's that complicated question of how do we make good operational decisions that have the least impact on our environment. I'd say no perfect one-size-fits-all green or environmentally friendly decision, but it's with every small detail, every small decision that we're going to make, and every large detail or decision, it's how is this going to affect the community that's around us? How is it going to affect the local folks from that community? So in this case, our local community, the Nobe Bugle indigenous folks that live in Salt Creek, just 20 minutes from us. And how is the decisions that we're going to affect, or how are the decisions that we make going to affect the larger community? So the folks maybe living in Bocas, living in Panama, and then all of the flora and fauna that is around us as well. And so kind of at the micro and macro level, we try and look at it. But to kind of guide us with environmental, with being an eco lodge and what does that mean in ecotourism,
Mm-hmm.
we really had to sit down and establish what our core values are. And so, our core values are what really help define who we are and help us navigate, and they're our compass for the decisions that we make as a business to achieve being a sustainable, ethical, and profitable hospitality operation. And so, if you don't mind, I'll go over a few of those core values. So I mentioned one is stewardship. We want to treat this island like it's our home, but the reality is the island is the home of our team, and we want to be here for many years. And the reality is our team is going to be here for many, many years. So we strive to be excellent stewards and caretakers. And the grand majority of our team, of our 26 full-time employees, have worked with us for a very, very long time. Several of them since day one, 18 years ago. And they're going to continue to for decades to come. So we're strengthening our community and environment for the long term. And then, so our second big value is empowerment, giving our team the freedom to make decisions that rely heavily on their local knowledge and expertise. And so I think that's part of, ecotourism and sustainability. And then relationships is a huge one. All of our team are in some way connected in friendship, family, or community outside of the lodge. And then our fourth core value is trust. We really like to be transparent with our team, especially when we talk about decisions, things like that. And we hold ourselves and others accountable to doing the right thing. We believe our team's trust is earned. And so as operators of the lodge, we work extremely hard to keep that trust.
Yes.
And I just got two more to hit you with. Anticipation. Our guests are well-traveled and experienced, and so we want to anticipate and respond to their needs before they arise, always with a high level of care and consideration. And then lastly is innovation. We're doing different things for the community. We're engaged in different projects that are pushing us forward as an eco-lodge and being as sustainable as possible. But we want to continually grow and create and elevate the team and guest experience and those initiatives. So if we're not constantly innovating, we're not going to be able to remain at the forefront of not only being the number one eco lodge on TripAdvisor, but the forefront of what we truly are seeking of being a sustainable tourism operator.
Excellent. And Jack, actually, that leads me to my next question, if you don't mind. I'm really am eager to learn more about Salt Creek and your involvement there, and what led to that, and as far as the building the classrooms and the working with the floating doctors, as far as building the medical outpost. And I'm really just wanting to hear more about that and the why and what and how.
Yeah, sure. Well, so, and I mentioned Casa Cayuco has been around for 18 years. A really cool, fun couple originally opened the lodge, and I would say they really put down great bones for the hotel and, what the mission of the hotel would be, and really engaging with the community. And so obviously as we've come along, we've refined some things, but the mission and the core purpose of the lodge is, seeking adventure, but building community and sustainability, and not only for our guests and within our little team, but within Salt Creek, the local community. And so that has really, since the inception of Casa Cayuco, been at the forefront. And so over the last 18 years, collectively as a lodge, we've put up several different school buildings within the community. We've implemented different trash programs, as well as our big initiative that we're currently working on is putting up a two-story medical facility. So it's going to be a medical clinic that'll be operated by a wonderful 501(c) NGO that is called Floating Doctors. And Floating Doctors are the experts in remote medical care within Panama. They have actually over 30 different communities that they serve currently. And Salt Creek, we're super, super excited, is going to be one of the first communities that's going to have, or rather I should say the first community that's going to have year-round access to medical care. So
excellent.
The vision and the goal is we're going to have 2 medical providers that will live in the structure that Casa Cayuco is in the process of building.
Mm-hmm.
They'll live there year round. And so it's really going to be, not only for your emergencies, but healthcare empowerment and education are at the forefront of what the vision and the goal is with this facility. So
Right. And to clarify before, for the audience who might not be familiar, previous to this medical outpost, before it being built, so it was just sporadic wellness care that they would receive. There wasn't any emergency options available.
yeah, so in maybe I'm jumping 3 steps forward. Let me jump a couple steps back. So Salt Creek is located on Isla Bastimentos. They're a 20-minute walk from Casa Cayuco, the lodge that we operate. And so Salt Creek is a 40-minute, if you're in a speedboat, 40-minute boat ride from Bocas town, Isla Colón, Bocas del Toro. And so that's where there is a main hospital as well as a private clinic, and so where all of the access to medical care is. So if you have an emergency in Salt Creek, this local indigenous community, if there's an emergency, or let's say it's something minor and you need just to get any type of checkup from a medical professional, you would have to travel to Bocas Town, Isla Colón at minimum. And so that if folks don't have access to speedboats, but if they did have access to a speedboat, that would be a 40-minute boat ride.
Mm-hmm.
And without access to a speedboat, it's going to be in a small cayuco with a very small motor. It could be up to an hour and a half to 3-hour boat journey. And so if somebody is paddling without a motor, we're talking a 5-6 hour, up to 7-hour cayuco paddle.
Right. So this is
So yeah, long story short, we're talking about a indigenous community that's in an extremely remote setting that at the current level has no year-round access to medical care.
Mm-hmm.
I would go as far as to say they really don't have any access to medical care. The group that's going to run the medical outpost is called Floating Doctors, and they are the ones that are currently the care providers for Salt Creek. However, it's on a every 12-week basis. And so every 12 weeks, the group will come and provide a clinic and hit the chronic patients, as well as then, as they can, all of the other members of the community, anybody who's sick, and then also for preventative care and checkups. But so that is just on a cadence of about 4 times a year, and sometimes it's, more than every 12 weeks. Sometimes it's a little bit less than that, but there's nothing consistent. And then if there is any type of emergency, there's literally no care available. So it's really exciting. It's really what I would say. I love the lodge. I love hospitality. It's a big part of my background and where I come from as a professional. But what really gets me excited in the morning and has me eager to continue to grow our business so we can continue to support our efforts in Salt Creek is this medical outpost.
Excellent. And I'll include a link in the show notes, but I'm curious if someone wants to get involved and help with this, is there specific needs or, and I can...
Yeah. So, I mean, being very direct with your
Mm-hmm.
listeners, financial support is the biggest need. Floating Doctors is a really wonderful organization, and they have a pretty robust group of volunteers. It's really getting monetary donations sent their way to support the year-round staffing of the facility.
Okay. And as far as for building, for the project?
So as far as building the facility, we pretty much have that covered.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's going to be the year-round operation of the facility. What I would request, if any listener wanted to donate, is you could go to our website, www.casacayuco.com/community.
Okay.
And there's going to be a link that will bring you to Floating Doctors' website. I give us our website first because there's a little specific direction. Essentially, when you click into the Floating Doctors link, you're just going to want to, at the time of making the donation, say that the donation is for the Salt Creek Medical Outpost. That way, specifically towards this project and this budget of housing the doctors year-round.
Wonderful.
So yeah, and there's more information on that community tab of the various different projects that we've worked on in the past, and really great initiatives that are have been done throughout our 18 years.
Excellent. Well, thank you. Thank you for changing people's lives, and thank you for making a difference, and for keeping, the sustainability aspect there, and keeping tourism clean, but yet giving people this opportunity. Because not only was it such a grand experience, the location, but then again, meeting so many people, meeting the local community as well as people from all over the world who were guests there. And, real friendships were established in it because it was such an intimate setting and sharing the wonderful meals. So I just can't thank you enough for a wonderful, wonderful visit to Casa Cayuco.
Well, Jill, thank you so much for those kind words. It's music to my heart and ears, as they say, hearing the wonderful experience that you had, and just thanks again for joining in on the adventure. We were so happy to host you, and hope that you'll visit us again soon.
Absolutely. Thank you, Jack. Thank you for joining us on this episode of Global Journeys with Jill Dutton. Until next time, may your travels be filled with endless curiosity, open-hearted encounters, and transformative adventures. Safe travels, fellow explorers, and keep wandering.